Hi there, welcome to my views and news. More rallies in Ethiopia ongoing these minutes to support Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed. The rallies kicked off on Tuesday, on the 2nd of April, when we saw dozens of rallies in support of the Prime Minister across Oromia. Second round of rallies kicked off today, and these minutes rallies are ongoing in Addis Ababa, in Somali region, Jegjaga, in southern Ethiopia as well, Sidama, etc. Pimabi is showing the world that he is popular in Ethiopia. People are backing his government, and the era which he calls era of change and prosperity is it has the backing of entire Ethiopia. Now, how to sum up Ethiopian PM's achievements? Did he achieve anything in the last 6 years? If we look at his rule of the last 6 years in an impartial, objective manner, how to conclude what did he achieve? What did he achieve for himself, for his region, Oromia, and for Ethiopia as well? So let's talk about these questions. What did the Ethiopian Prime Minister achieve in the last 6 years for himself, for the country, and for Oromia? When Pimabi came to power, obviously his coming to power was marked by promises, and he promised to introduce an era of change. PM Abiy's predecessor, TPLF-led EPRDF, was known for harsh rule. Fundamental rights were violated. Opposition was not tolerated. Dissidents were in prisons. And a minority ethnic group, Tigrayan, had hold on power. When Abiy came to power, he released prisoners. He brought back the Orthodox Church patriarch who was in exile. One was in the country, other was in exile. He opened up political space to some extent too. He talked to opposition parties. He talked to armed groups too. And armed groups lay down arms. ONLF became a political party. OLF also laid down arms, but one group refused to lay down arms. It continued armed resistance. Ola operating, still operating. We saw that things changed a little. Political atmosphere saw some pleasant changes. TPLF's era of rule was marked by fast economic progress. Ethiopia was one of the fastest growing economies in Africa. And that is what TPLF takes credit for. But that era was definitely marked by widespread human rights abuses too. No dissent allowed back then. So Abiy came to power, and it was hoped that maybe a new Ethiopia will emerge. Democratic Ethiopia with equal representation for all ethnic groups, with the genuine opposition, political opposition, with accountability, with freedom of media, freedom of expression, freedom of religion, accountability, independence of judiciary. All these were hopes and dreams which people thought would materialize under PM Abiy's rule. So what happened? His start was good. As I mentioned, some of the actions done by the Prime Minister, his government. But gradually, I think the changes were reversed. He promised democratic reforms, nothing happened. He contested an election in 2021 almost unopposed. Opposition politicians were in prison. Main parties boycotted. He ran almost unopposed, elected. Religion, Orthodox Church, a main player in Ethiopia. Government trying to create divisions in the church. Media, dozens of journalists have fled the country. Government claim these journalists are not real journalists. They are working on agenda to destabilize the government. They are working to protect particular ethnic interests. But several have gone. Several have fled the country. Independence of judiciary nowhere to be seen. No accountability. Abiy taking credit for wheat production, for completion of GERD. GERD was not launched by the Prime Minister's government. It was launched more than a decade ago. So the changes which he introduced were reversed. No change could take any real shape. He signed a peace deal with the neighboring country, Eritrea. And both the leaders promised an era of mutual cooperation, bilateral cooperation, and coordination, integration. Nothing happened. You see now what is happening. I won't focus on foreign policy in this video, but internally you saw that from 2018 till 2022, PM Abiy's rule was a smooth sail. No criticism. Why? Because back then both Amhara and Oromo elites were united against TPLF. Perhaps his achievement back then was that he united Ethiopians against TPLF. TPLF did not want to be restricted to Mekelle only, and we saw tensions that led to start of war. He united the country against TPLF. TPLF suffered, Tigray suffered immense losses, and Tigray, TPLF maybe won't be able in near future to be in a very strong position in Addis Ababa. So he managed to unite the country against the TPLF. But after 2022, after signing a Pretoria deal, a new era started. After that, people started criticizing the Prime Minister of Ethiopia. Those Amhara elite members who were supportive of the Prime Minister, they started raising questions about the Prime Minister. And then PM Abiy launched a disarmament campaign against Amhara groups, which led to rise of anti-Prime Minister, anti-government sentiment in the Amhara region. So we can divide his rule in two parts, 2018 till 2022, when he survived because everyone wanted to push TPLF out of Addis Ababa, wanted to keep TPLF away from Addis Ababa. So his shortcomings, his wrong decisions were tolerated because people just wanted to crush TPLF. Things changed after 2022. Now he is being judged. People are judging him in accordance with what he promised in 2018. Now people are looking at the last 6 years' performance and they say that no big change. Situation is the same. Armed groups still fighting, government talking to them, but no, rather new armed groups are emerging. Pano is a major player in the Amhara region. Economic prosperity nowhere to be seen. Ethiopia begging international creditors for a loan repayment relief and a bailout package from IMF or World Bank. Some would say that this economic crisis is related to international economic scene where countries are faced with such challenges. Yes, it's correct partially, but when PM Abiy took over, what was the strength and the capability of Ethiopian economy? And if you compare today's Ethiopian economy and that which was under EPRDF, obviously PM Abiy could not take the country to economic prosperity. He focused on mega projects in Addis Ababa. He's uh, revolutionizing the infrastructure in Addis Ababa. He wants Addis Ababa to be like a city in developed world. He's building a palace with the budget of billions of US dollars. But on the other hand, he is begging IMF and World Bank for a few billion US dollars. So priorities are not right. Single party rule has been imposed. Opposition politicians are mainly abroad or in hiding. They refused to talk to the Prime Minister when last week PM Abiy invited them for a meeting. So, genuine political reforms could not be implemented in Ethiopia. What did he achieve? Personally, I think he has achieved a lot. The man is still in a position to be re-elected as the Prime Minister. No real challenge to him politically. He managed to divide those who were opposing him. So don't be surprised if he's re-elected again after 2 years, because there is no genuine opposition. Opposition is not allowed. Like EPRDF crushed opposition, this is what he did too. So personally, he has achieved a lot if he wants to be a ruler forever or for coming years. What did he achieve for Oromia? Again, Oromia has achieved a lot. Oromia is the key decision maker and player in Ethiopian politics now. Gradually, Oromo influence in decision making is rising, and ruling Oromo elite is happy. Ola facilitated Tuesday's rallies in Valaga to support the Prime Minister of Ethiopia, showing that there could be some questions about PM Abiy's performance, but still he's acceptable in Oromia. What did he achieve for Ethiopia? Almost nothing, I would say. I would say almost nothing, because we did not see any revolutionary change in Ethiopia. PP is basically a continuation of EPRDF. No genuine change. Removal of TPLF cannot be called a change. Change can only be called a change if people's lives change. If an era of prosperity starts, an era of peace starts. No peace, no prosperity, no hope of better Ethiopia for tomorrow. This is how we can sum up his last 6 years' performance. But he's not weak. I've been saying that he is not in danger of being removed. No signs of any mass movement against him, against his party. No signs of any genuine opposition front to remove him. No signs of any military coup against him so far. So personally, he has achieved a lot. He has strengthened himself as a ruler, not as a genuine democratic leader of the country. Thanks for watching.